Welcome to another edition of Inspired Discussions. They call me Sibley. Serving people is who I am, is what I do. And I'm with my co-hosts.
Remy realizing energy made me. And I know, this is once again one of those episodes where we started talking and didn't give an intro, but at least I know where it came from because we were just rambling off having regular conversation. But I had started out saying how I ended up talking about uh, your own foundation with uh, my cousins in another conversation piece that I had earlier this week. But I was saying how sometimes you gotta move other people or even remove people so you can build your foundation, because at the same time, if you got a lot of people around you or a lot of energy that you can't really build off of, you can make your foundation, but it's just gonna be just enough for you in that moment. And as soon as you take a step in the direction you're trying to go, you no longer stable. So sometimes you got to remove the people so you can create your foundation completely and continue to make the steps needed to go, on the path that you see for yourself. And then at the end of the day, if you let them back in, or some people just got to be blocked permanently, yeah, which is, I'm a huge fan of that one, really. Then so be it. But when you look back, you realize you didn't only make room for yourself, you also made a path and built the foundation for other people that that you let back in your life at the end of the day. And that just pretty much talked about the relationships and how we view things in our own lives. And I was gonna say that one thing for sure, with me staying focused on where I'm at now in my own life, and knowing I got a plan and things are like rolling, and knowing that I'm selfish to the utmost and quickly get irritated when I feel like somebody is wasting my time, even a little bit. I know for a fact that I don't even want to be in a relationship at the end of the day. Because this is something I told Shaquan, Sharita, or several other people now. It's like, well, the space that I'm in now for sure, I don't want no relationship in any type of way. The only way I'll be in a relationship, it will have to be, you know how normally the guy is supposed to go up to the girl or chase the girl or whatever to, show interest or whatnot.
Right, right,
Hey,
right,
nope. That whole framework and blueprint right now for me, I'm like, nah, fam, we're gonna burn that right now. That don't even exist. The only way I'm gonna be in a relationship, one, I gotta already have what I got going on a regular basis, and not really just me building these monumental moments and whatnot. Everything got to be already established. And two, the female got to come to me and be like, you know what? I don't know who you is, but God sent me. Like, I gotta hear that. For if it ain't that, I'm good. I'm so good on relationship, bro. So good. But at the same time, like I said, I'm aware of my flaws within relationship in the first place. So, oh, fam.
and that's honestly, man, that's just well, I can't say that's just the way it happened, but just from my experience, that's how it happened. Like you gonna be in the
Word?
that you gonna be in the midst of your grind or doing whatever you doing, not thinking about,
Mm-hmm.
commitment, long term commitment, and then that one gonna just come because that's how me and Cherish relationship evolved. Like, cause I what just got out of a situation, and I had took like a whole year and a half before. No, it might have been like 2 years before, like I really. It might have been 2 years when I really started talking serious to Cherish.
Mm.
And okay, this a little sidebar. You remember that time when you said you was in the hospital and I was gonna do something and you told me no, you was like hell no, and you couldn't remember what it was. That it
Oh, okay,
was.
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought you were about to say something else. I'm like, Lord, please do not say that on the camera.
No,
But
I
okay, yeah,
remember.
I know what you're talking about.
I've
Yeah.
been meaning to mention it to you for the longest, but it's just so
Oh,
on
you
point to it.
remember?
No, no, yes, I remember. I was gonna evolve
Oh
myself.
Lord, what was it?
I was gonna evolve myself back into that situation with that person. And I was thinking about,
Oh,
getting back into that situation. And you was like, hell no, like that's what it was, bro. I have been meaning to tell you that for the longest.
what?
It just never thought it came back to my awareness.
Yo.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was thinking
okay.
because you told me hell no, and I want to say maybe somebody else was like, dude, you tripping,
Yo.
you tripping. But I was about to evolve myself back in that situation because
Oh my God, bro.
that's what it
Okay,
was. Because
all right.
I was thinking, I'm like, man, what could it have been? Like, 'cause we didn't back then. Like, our conversations really stayed the same. We talked about the same stuff, and
Yeah,
we
right.
was equal to therapists and whatnot. Kind of how we are now. We just evolved and we on a different level with it now.
Oh my God,
But
bro.
yeah, that's what it was, man. Like I was about to evolve myself back into
Wow.
fiction. Hey, let me tell y'all, Remy saved me with that one because I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know, like
Yo, my
the word
God, bro.
it wasn't popular back then. Wasn't
Yeah.
the vocabulary, but that most definitely would have been a very toxic of me.
Yo, man, it's just man, hearing you say that, I'm like, man, bro, if y'all want the brutal honesty side of me, catch me in the hospital and have a conversation.
Right? Because he
I
like
ain't hold nothing back then.
he ain't yeah, and
Oh my God, bro.
that just came
Wow.
back into my thought process. So I had to get it out there before I forgot. But
That's
yeah,
funny. That's funny.
I
Okay,
was
okay.
just
'Cause-
entertain that
wow.
situation.
Okay.
Oh
Because that's
man.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh, Lord, please don't say that on Kim. And then I was like, oh, wait, he is talking about that. But you didn't say it. Okay, so it's like, all right, cool, whatever. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, well, I ain't
Oh,
nothing.
my God, bro.
Like all I'm gonna say,
Woo.
if you know, you listen to the podcast. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. So
Yo.
I was about to get back involved into a toxic situation, very, very toxic situation. That was
Hey,
just
man, this would have been one of those episodes. I'd have been like, hey, man, they ain't getting one this week, bro. You got to delete that one. But okay, all right. I'm with you. I'm with you. Woo,
yeah.
boy.
So yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ.
what was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, just how it just happened. And,
Yeah, relationship, how it happened for you because I'm not seeking anything in any shape or
yeah,
form. It's just gonna have
yeah.
to come to me.
And I wasn't seeking commitment at the time. It was just like, dang, I really did care, and um, I think I want that now, type deal, and we grew
Right.
what we've been growing into these last 10 years, and like I was telling you before we like officially started the episode, this last decade ain't been easy by far.
Hey.
It done been walk away moments where I was like, man, is this shit even worth it? Like for real, like what am I doing this for? But like I
Is that does the extra pressure also come from the COVID thing with, you know, being in the presence of another person on a regular basis? Yeah, especially relationship wise. Period. Like, pretty sure there's a millions
um
husband and wives out here that's ain't been
y-
around each other so long.
yeah, if COVID happened 5, 6 years ago, maybe.
Oh, okay, okay,
But like now, like COVID for us, it was easy, like being locked in together because that's how we are, you know. And like I was
okay,
saying, that time away was necessary because like we already like that spin. So we do damn near everything together, and always around each other, and whatnot. And we very seldom take that time for ourselves. And we really getting better with that because it's necessary. Because like I say, when we apart from each other, we realize how much we love being together. And
mm,
it's that we begin to value each other more, and it just grows the appreciation for one another. And I started back bowling this week. That was one thing that where I was like, yeah, I missed this during COVID because bowling is that one place where I go. I'm not thinking about this podcast. I'm not thinking about business game plan. I'm just focused on those three games and just my fellowship with my team and nothing else. Like I'm not thinking about anything else. Like that's my one place to where I go to decompress. And like I really missed it. Like I didn't even, and how I know I missed it, I didn't even bowl good. I didn't even bowl a 500 series. Like, and that's boo boo. You know what I mean? Like, especially for me.
okay.
Like,
So
like,
I was
like
about to
that's
say I have no idea what that means, but
that.
okay,
A series is three games put together. So all three games did in total 500. Like that's really
okay,
that's like a 160 something average over three games, and like that's
gotcha.
garbage, to my standards. So, and I didn't even care about that. I was just so happy to be back there, just to be back there because I know like the peace of mind that it gives me because I don't I don't have to be a leader per se. I can take off the leader cap. I can take off the pioneer cap. I can take off the podcast partner cap. I can take off all the caps that I wear and
Mm,
I'm just here. And it's probably the place where I'm in that present moment the most. And it helps me when I leave, stay in the present moment, get with the things that's necessary as far as, uh, I guess you can say empire building or whatnot.
okay. You know what? This actually just might turn into I don't know. It might turn into a second therapy session. Because now listening to you talk, I'm like, you know what? I could talk about that. 'Cause that irritates the hell out of me. But I'm
Let's dive
typing something
into
up
it.
that you said. Yeah, versus, thous. All right. Yeah, like still staying on the topic of like relationship and whatnot. It's just now I'm shifting over into just friends in general or whatnot. And I know one thing. I don't know if I've been like this or am I just now really noticing it because of how focused I am on on what I got going on and the way I'm trying to mold myself to be at the same time. But I know somebody could call me that I ain't spoke to in I don't know a month, and I can answer the phone irritated, and I'll feel irritated only because that entire week I was so focused on getting stuff done and controlling my energy and creating new ideas, taking notes, like being creative and actually productive with what I'm doing on my end. And then just because somebody else will call and will disrupt that wave that I got going on for myself, I'll instantly get irritated and people can people sense it for sure. Period. And this is like from my parents on down to friends across the world. I'll answer the phone irritated or have short answers to any and everything just because you just disrupted my flow on what I had going on. But they don't even know it. Most of the time they'll think it's well, you know, with sickle cell, they be like, are you feeling okay? How are you feeling? Because that's the normal thing everybody know about. It's like, all right, if he ain't feeling good, he gonna be irritated. Period, no matter what. But the side of knowing that you disrupted my flow, I don't know. I don't think I share that. But then again, I don't see the reason to share it. But yet, I'll still answer the phone irritated. So I don't know. But man,
Nah,
I hate that so much.
I'm the same way. Just an example this morning, I'm getting ready, for the podcast, about to get in the shower and stuff, and Cherry, she get up and she like, "What time is it?" I'm like, "It's about 4:30." She was like, "Oh, what you doing?" I'm like, I'm up about to do the podcast." Like, "What you mean? What I'm doing?" Like I told you this last night, and then she started asking me about what like what she want what I want her to do for dinner, and I'm like, look, like I don't care, like it's my time up, like I'm not trying to think about dinner, like
Right? Like I ain't thinking about a dinner meal at 4 in the morning, bro.
yeah,
I'm in
like
my zone right now.
right. That's what I was telling. I'm like, this my time. Like, do I, man, I'm thinking in my head, like, do I text you when you at the gym? You know what I'm saying? Asking you,
Yeah.
just anything. Like, I don't
Right,
interrupt
right,
you. I
right.
don't interrupt your time. So it's like, nah, girl, like, we do what you want to do. Like, I'm not particular when it comes to stuff like that anyway. Like, as long as I eat when I'm hungry, I'm happy.
Mm.
I never been that type of mate where I never really. I've been outgrowing the part in our relationship where I cared about dinner being on the table. Like, cause
Uh,
I can throw me on some French fries and eat fries for the
right?
night, and I'd be
Right?
straight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro.
that's the
I'm
last.
good with two Lunchables. Hey, whoever
Yeah,
I'm dating, you ain't gotta
yeah,
worry about it.
a grilled cheese sandwich or something. Like I've never been like, how I eat anyway. I'm a picky eater anyway, so it's like just give me something that's gonna satisfy my appetite. And I'm like, I do have those times where I'm like, oh, I want this. Yes, I do, but for the most part, it's like whatever. Like, how we gonna build
Right.
this bank account though? It's like what I'm more concerned. It bugs me about that. Like, how we gonna build this bank account? How we gonna create these extra
Right,
streams of
right.
income? So we can be together more, and we don't have to spend, have that 8 hour chunk in our day, being controlled by other people. So like dinner on
Oh
the
my
table, shit. Like
God.
we can create a lifestyle where we eating out every day at restaurants, at 4 or 5 star
Hey,
restaurants. I don't necessarily care about her, this, you know,
right.
what society tells you relationships should look like, what and whatnot. Because one thing that I do know, like, and I don't even necessarily give relationship advice because it's all subjective to who you dealing with. Like y'all got to figure out what worked for y'all. Like because what worked for us, it may not work for different couples because like we have evolved so much in our relationship. Like I did used to be on that stuff because that's what people was telling me relationships are supposed to look like. You know,
Mm.
it's supposed to look like the woman, doing the majority of the cleaning and cooking and this and that, But I'm like, it just came a point where I'm like, well, for one, the shit wasn't working. So I'm like, look, like we got to start doing stuff different, and that's where a lot of my gratitude for becoming a parent and our money comes in. That is because that's when we really start saying, like, look, this shit ain't about us no more. Like we gotta start
Mm.
going and figuring this shit out for our family. Because we got a daughter that didn't ask to be in this situation. So we gotta figure out how this shit works for us. And when we made that transition and
Yeah.
and we both adapted that mindset, because that's key. Because like you can say like we gonna do what's worked for us, but you don't necessarily adapt that mindset because it's hard because you see all these other people out here, really painting this picture what your relationship should look like, and that's how they want their relationship to look, not necessarily how yours should look. So once we
Also,
like,
though, you don't know how that person's view on relationship period is for themselves.
exactly,
Your view can be totally different.
exactly. And it just even like just certain because certain people and this I draw this parallel all the time or just bring this up. Women today are more independent than they were back in the day. So like just the
Yeah.
whole relationship, just the whole relationships have evolved in general. Like you got
Yeah.
because I mean it's gonna sound fucked up saying, but it's just a fact. Women got rights now. They ain't had rights back in the day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
that's all that when you looked at when you thought a woman and a wife, you thought stay at home, she take care of home, and the man go out and provide like that. Like, see, the failure for society to evolve is what got shit fucked up now because a man value is only based on what he can provide for his family, and like that's only one part of it. Like don't get me wrong, like
True.
I provide for my family in ways that I know people my age that's not doing, and I
Okay.
don't,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and I say that because I see a lot of stuff where you see it like you go on Facebook, you see these certain memes, and then you go read the comments, and
Man,
I read these dudes, I'm like, damn, who raised y'all? Like, what the
bro.
fuck?
Oh my God.
Like,
I swear, I feel
like,
like I
what
say that every week about something.
from? Like, what?
Man, it's
The
crazy.
same thing can be said for some of these women. I'm like, who the fuck raised y'all? Like, what? Because there's some
Yep.
things that you need to have part of the foundation in your relationship because I mean it's just certain things just work in certain different ways, man. And like I say, everything don't it just don't work for everybody.
Right. See now, even with that, I think that's probably the only. I don't want to say it scares me, but I don't worrisome maybe. I guess I'll probably go with that. Like how you just broke all of that down, and then knowing where I'm at, period, with um any relationship with a female, it's like, all right, looking at how people are today and now, like you said, you look at it or you hear about it, and it's like, who in the world raised y'all? So at the same time, like when I when I get to the point where I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good now. I'm enjoying life. I got everything going on, and then I might think about the fact of, all right, let's start a relationship or something like that. even to the standard of who I am and what I'm looking for, that's so rare. It's like, dang, I don't even know if that's gonna exist some years down the line anymore. It's like, dang, that's gonna be gone. Cause it's like, wow, it's so hard for females to find quote unquote good men. Cause even that term alone today seems like it holds zero weight. But on my end of how I was raised and how I look at things, I feel the same way later on down the line in the future. It's gonna be hard for me to even notice what I I see a good woman as, and it's gonna be like, man, I don't even think that's gonna exist no more by then. Like, golly, because everybody is acting a fool out here right now. And something else that I know for a fact now that I'm gonna always have a part of my, I don't want to say blueprint, but dang, what you call it when you have the certain things that you looking for within an individual
Uh, Characteristic.
requirements. Okay, yo, characteristic. There we go. Yeah, one thing for sure, and I don't care if this is a relationship, female or just business relationship or friends or whatever it may be. One thing that has been irritating me, oh my god, so much, like especially the last 2.5 weeks, and this is definitely outside of us in the podcast. Just want to get that clear. People want to do stuff, but at the same time, they want to act on something, but not even make the first step. Hey, I mean, if you're watching, I mean, you know who you are. Period. Point blank. But I'm like, all right, you know my mindset on things. I'm creative, or uh, I'm good on working under pressure, or whatever it may be. But just because you know that, it's gonna be like, all right, I want to do this. The other person is like, all right, I want to do this. What you think about this? This is a good idea, whatever. And I'd be like, yo, hey, shit, that's a great idea. And the way you broke it down, the steps and everything to get it done, hey, shit, that's a great idea. But then he'd be like, all right, so I was thinking about this, this, and this. You do this, and I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, wait, what? And this is your idea, nigga. You make the first step, and then come back to me, and I can work with some. Don't throw it at me and be like, all right, you do that, and when you figure it out, hit me up, and then we're gonna get it moving. Nah, nigga, this is not how that works. Period. If you can't come to the table with something, I'm not about to work on anything. Period. Come to the table with something. Period. I don't care if this is $1 million idea that we can have tomorrow, and all it takes is for one of us to get a a golden ticket and a Hershey bar. You better have 100 Hershey bars already in your presence by the time you tell me about this idea. Period. Because I am not about to do anything for you just so you can jump on the bandwagon after I already done applied the work needed. So
That
I just
sounds
wanted to get
like
that off my chest.
that sounds like I know, and now I see where your dreamers and doers came from because it sounds like that person they just a dreamer and they was looking for you to do the doing,
Bro,
but what they fail
man,
to realize, but what I tell them, like I shoot it to him 100, and if you realize he talking about you, here you go. I'm about to give you your advice. He's just not
hey,
the
you
doer
know
to
you
do it
are.
for you. He just not the doer to do it. Like you not wrong of wanting to do it because you see a limitation. You see a limitation, or maybe they being lazy. Like I don't know the person, so You know, like I don't necessarily know the person, so I'm trying to give something
You
that you
damn
know
near
that
had me about to smack the phone like, nigga, yes, bro. Yes.
you know,
I
and if it's
flinched
just a
just enough.
if it's just a lazy situation, stop being fucking lazy. Like, it
Oh
ain't
my god.
no other way to twist
So
that. It ain't no
man,
other
bro.
way to
It,
that.
listen, I'm gonna break it down even more. I'm definitely venting here because this has been irritating the hell out of me, bro. Okay, you already blocked. First off, you can only contact me one way, and you gotta text that to me just for me to call you. Period, because you blocked everywhere else. But bro, it got no. Just one of the examples was like, oh my god, bro, this one. All right, bro. He wanted okay, first off, I'll provide a little background information. So some people will know with the background information, but if the person is watching with this background information, you don't have to be confused on, is he talking about me? That sounds like he talking about me. Yeah, it's you. Um the background information is, all right, so from X, this came from like Xbox days. We've been like original Xbox days. So been cool game wise or whatnot. Then it was like a large gap in between not really linking up or talking or playing the game or whatever it may be. And then I went to the PlayStation side of things and definitely didn't see me then until I bought another Xbox back. And then we started linking up and we started having more real conversations and whatnot, kind of how we do on the more in depth level of stuff. And we just kind of kept that up. Really, it was just dope to know how you can have somebody else on the other side of the world and be able to have like-minded conversations that present, valuable information for both of us to think and still provide two separate views on it or whatnot. So I always just thought like, that is so dope. So whatever. And then like it started getting to the point where it was like, all right, with all these conversations, I mean, it only would make sense to probably start a business idea or whatnot, and knowing what each other's strengths are, not really knowing the weaknesses, but we know what the strengths are as individuals. It got to the point where we started talking about like the games and whatnot and computers and what would be needed to do this and that. And we talked about getting a computer, and computer is my strength, so everything regarding it, you can call me about it. But then one night it was like, all right, I'm gonna finally get this computer, a laptop or whatever. I'm gonna hit you up. And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, we do that. Then he called me and he's like, all right, I'm gonna send you the money and you go and buy it for me off the website or whatnot. Since you know everything about it, insides and out. I don't know what I'm looking for. And my instant response was, no, wait, no, no. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what it is that you need to do. I'm on my way home, blah blah blah. I'll call you when I get home. I get home and now I'm ready because I'm like, all right, cool. I gotta break down the computers and gaming and whatnot. And it gets to the point to where it's like he's like, all right, I want to be able to play this and still play games in the next 2, 3, 4 years or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. So write down everything that you're looking for requirement wise for this particular game or whatever it may be. And then once you do that, we're gonna link up and I'll tell you what we're looking for your actual computer and whatnot. And he he got, I don't know, fed up, but I'm gonna just say just lazy. He was like, I don't know what I'm looking for, man. Blah blah blah. I'm just writing stuff down. I'm like, yeah, no, you supposed to, cause we gonna compare it later. And he was like, you know what? I don't even want to do it. And when that happened, I'm like, dang, if you're not invested to really even get what you really want to get to the goal, then you don't really you don't really want it.
Want it? Yeah, I was just about to say you don't really want it then.
And after that, it was other business ideas that had that same context where it's like, all right, you do this because you learn it faster, you good with numbers or la la la. And then when you get it, hit me up and break it down to me, and then we good from there. I'm like, nah, that's not how this. That's not how I work. And after that, it's just been, yeah, like I say, you pretty much blocked now. You can't really get a hold of me. But it's like, dang, bro, it's somehow people will really just not even invest in making the first step, no matter how little it may be, just because they see your own strengths, I guess, in a way, or your ambition, drive, or whatever. And I'm like, wow, bro, that's just it's just weird to me.
And you know what you saying, all of that, and I'm like, because I done been in situations like that, and that's probably my problem. I don't, because the same type of situation I would have looked at like totally different just with myself. Because like I was saying, this person reaching out to me, wanting me to get there. Like, but I guess I have to like really understand more context of it. But I know I get involved in a lot of relationships where I'm the one putting out more energy than the other
Yeah,
person on the side of the table.
yeah, right, right.
And it's it's a fine line from serving people and I guess you putting energy into a dead end situation. Like it's a real fine, it's a real very fine line. And like I have a lot of trouble drawing that freaking line a lot
Man.
because I want to help people and like I feel like they reaching out to me for a reason. So
Mhm.
whatever I can do, like I want to be there, but it's like I have trouble with I guess being aware when that person not putting the effort that I'm putting behind something they came to me with. So I most definitely get where you coming from, and but I can't necessarily, you know, I guess you can say like speak on it too much because it's still something I know I'm working on, like not giving
Okay.
that energy, so much because
Yeah.
like the serving people is who I am, is what I do. Like that's not something I just say. Like it really does give me joy. Like I want to help people and I want to see people succeed. Like I'm not some type of guy that's like I want all the success for myself. Like I'm not gonna get to a billionaire like that for one, because any billionaire they tied in to serving different people in some type of way, like just in some type of way they serving people, whether
Right,
you look
right.
that way or not, they serving people in some type of way. So I'm still growing and evolving when it comes to that. And one thing I know I'm gonna have to start really adapting is like some people is just in your life for a season, like period. Like
No, that's real.
they not meant to meant to be in this marathon for the long run. And like I say, I'm working
Right.
with being aware of those situations of where it's like, yeah, I just gotta cut you off in general because our conversations ain't nothing but your problem. Like I,
Nigga,
I just,
bro.
I just can't sit here and keep talking to you about your problems because I'm telling you this. I told you the same thing 5 different times. like I think we might have talked about this on the episode.
Oh my
I
god.
think we might have talked about this before a little bit to where it's like, look, what you gonna do for you? Like we know what I'm doing for you, but what you gonna do for you? So like,
True, true.
when you gonna make that step?
Yeah, like even hearing that, like like I said, knowing that I've actually made the actions to where, uh, well, first n- knowing that I'm aware of how I use my energy and how I allow my energy to be used or available, I'll say it like that, to other sources or people, and working on that, especially heavy like this week. And that was something that popped in my mind as well. It's like, you know what? Even even with that person, I hold the value within our conversations, of course. But for the most part, if that was to just disappear, what value would I see in it for myself? And I'm like, you know what? I really don't. I really don't see any. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been good conversations where something's been said, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I ain't think about it like that. Or dang, that's a good way to be have it break down. Or that's a good way you broke it down. Yeah, there we go. And I ain't think about that. But outside of that, it's like I don't really see nothing else. So the only thing I could think of would be that I was providing more value to that individual. And if I'm having that thought, then I feel like how you just said, when you're loving helping people and opening to listen to somebody else's problems, then it gets to the point to where it's like, all right, but what you gonna do now? And yeah, you got to cut them off. Well, at the end of the day, so it is what it is, I guess. Like you
Yeah,
said, they ain't gonna be there forever. So
and that's why, and that's another reason why I said would just to go back would just on like the relationships and figuring out what works for you because when you in a relationship with somebody and you didn't put in time and you realize that very thing where it's like, what? Okay, I'm doing this, but all you doing is saying what I'm doing. What are you doing? Like you know everything that
does
I'm
that
not.
hit heavier in a relationship like that?
Hell
Does
yeah,
that
it
hit?
do. Hell yeah, it do. Like especially if y'all like deep into it and you got that love for that person because it's like if you love me how you say you love me, like you would really be taking these feelings that I'm having in consideration. Like you not getting it. And I'm telling you, man, like this last 10 years been man, man.
I ain't laughing at the situation. I'm just sitting here thinking like, yeah, this is definitely another therapy session episode.
It been my baby didn't know this ain't nobody up there with her. So if we have a little guest appearance, it's my baby coming down here because I think I hear her crying upstairs.
Mm, okay, respect, respect. Dang. Something else you said though, that you said you get joy from helping people, and that's somehow I actually have written down. To spread joy, you must first have it. And I also talked about what gives me joy within the other conversation that I had Sunday, and I realized that even though, how can I say this without dragging it out too long? I realized that despite whatever projects or moments I may create, or how they may be created to the public, whether it's a video, a magazine, or anything online or whatever, and knowing that I'm really doing it because of the passion that I have for having a different outlook and being able to understand two sides of a situation and still feed off only on a thought that is insightful and hold greater value to make a better me or a person in general. I don't normally get I don't normally get the same joy that I would when I'm actually having a direct conversation with somebody and yet presenting that. I can have it in a magazine, in a video. At the end of the day, to me, it's just like, all right, well, that magazine, that video, or whatever is out there now to the public. So whoever sees it, at the same time, I'm still planting seeds or whatever it may be. But then when I have a direct conversation with somebody, especially the closer they are to me, and being able to go more in depth, it's like, yeah, like I start to feel that energy, that joy, like, oh yeah, yeah, we hitting something here. And it's not just for me, I can also feel that like back and forth on the other, with the other person as well. And I think that's my that's what gives me joy in the space that I'm at right now in my life, for sure. And that made me think about your thing, how you said you had joy just for helping people. So
Yeah, no doubt. Um, I'm in tune to us, but I'm listening to her, making sure she good, or is she just being
right.
a freaking brat? She that's a whole podcast with her, those spoiled bratty ass in itself. That's a different type of love right there for
Right. Now
and
you know what, even with that statement, to spread joy you must first have it. Like, you can replace joy and put anything, you could put anything there. And I started replacing it with like just different words or whatever. And then I had replaced joy with love. I'm like, dang, I don't even know how to think about that one. In order to what, share love, spread love, you must first have it. But I feel like
absolutely.
love is so, you know, like
I think like
misused, overused, whatever.
it tied back into the relationship thing, and who was I was talking to somebody. It might have been Gigi on our drive down to GI a couple weeks ago, well last week or whenever that was on
Okay.
our drive, and we was just talking about happiness and relationship and putting that responsibility of you being happy on your partner is selfish, like because I can't
Oh,
if
it says, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
is the happiness in your relationship, putting it your happiness on somebody else, making somebody else responsible for making you happy is selfish.
Ah, okay, okay. All right. I'm with you.
It's selfish because I can't. How if I'm not happy by myself? How can I expect you to quote unquote make me happy? That is very selfish. Like you first, and then you can interchange happiness with love. Like you first
Mhm.
have to love yourself before you can expect anyone, or for before you even expect anyone to love you. Like you can't put those type of things on other people because it's not their responsibility to to make you feel love necessarily. Like you have to feel that on your own. And I think that's where like relationships, you know, if it is something that I guess can transfer to our relationships, it is that because too often you get people, oh, they make me so happy and this and that. But shit, after shit, months, years go by, that shit dies off, and those same things that maybe made you happy, like maybe they not doing
Right.
them, or they doing different things. They involved as a person. It's like, so first, your happiness is your responsibility,
Hmm.
and so
I'm not gonna
if you're
disagree with
not
that
taking
statement at
care of your
all.
happiness first, you can't.
I'm not gonna disagree with
It's
that
freedom.
statement at all. I heard everything you said. I was trying to use I was just trying to use my own past examples and trying to tie a correlation or comparison to what you were saying. And one thing I can say for sure, especially with my last relationship, I can say that I was definitely happy and loved myself and whatnot. But dang, can I? I don't want to say I didn't. No, I didn't. Nah, I didn't. Forget it. Forget it. I definitely loved and was happy with happy was was happy with myself and loved myself. And I don't know if I loved the other person within my relationship. I definitely did. I did not dislike or hate or anything like that. It was like an extreme like like right up under love. Like it was an extreme like. So it was like I don't. Yeah, I definitely loved myself and whatnot. So now I'm wondering on the flip side of that, with me hearing that, because you know how people overuse the word love. Period. You can say I love you to somebody from mom, dad, brother, sister, relationships, or whatever it may be, and even after a while, even if it's your mom or something like that, after a while, it just feels like a normal response at the end of the day, or a simple statement. While at the same time, in my head and the way how I look at it, because this is also another reason why I'm very picky or choosy when I'm actually using the word love, especially for those who know me. Like you can say it to me, and my of course, mom, dad, or whatever. I love you. You get it right back because at this point it's like, yeah, of course I love you. I'm not gonna say I hate you, but now it feels like a normal statement. But like I said, at the same time, just because of the way I look at how words are used and knowing that words like that, like love, holds a certain, or no, I ain't gonna say it should, it does. It's just people don't really use it properly. Love holds a certain weight and value and frequency that when it's used, when you hear it, it's supposed to hit you in a different way. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. So that's a huge reason behind when I use the word love. But going back to my original thought with relationship, knowing that on the other end, I always heard that from her to me, which I'm not doubting that at all if that was the case. It was just at the same time, even now looking back on it, I can pick up several moments where it feels like still wasn't happy within herself. So hearing that statement is like, dang, I always heard that from her, but I also saw plenty of moments where I was like, I don't think she's happy within herself. So I'm like, dang, can that still hold weight with that same statement, how we just broke it down and how you just said it? In order for you to share it, you must first have it. Or was it just one of those things where it became a normal statement at the end of the day? And that's where I'm kind of drawing like a confliction within myself.
Well, I think at some point, like all that was going through my head when you was like love. At some point, it just become a word that you just saying, and it does.
Yeah.
It does though, because and I think that's where relationships they hit that conflict, because at some point your saying have to turn into actions. Like you have to turn it have to turn into actions, and you have to show those type of things
Now there we go.
through your actions, because you can tell me all that you want, that you love me, but if you getting into certain situations and you not thinking about me, or how I feel, or you not you just being selfish in those ways, you not showing me. Like, you can tell me all you want, but if you not like making those action steps to like show me, I,
Yeah.
that talk stuff is like, I'm way past that. Like, I'm way past the tell me stage.
Facts.
Like, I
Facts.
don't like, me and Cherry still do the I love you king and queen thing and whatnot, but I'm off like, I don't really even care about that. I don't care. She can go the rest of our life without verbally telling me that she loved me, because all I care is about is the action at this point, or where we at. Like, all I care is about the action. Show me, like, because people tell me a lot of shit. Show me, and that's why, man, I'm so big on action, man. I'm so big on action, because
Right. Right.
even with myself, I got to get better with action, because I tell people a lot of stuff, but I don't invest my time to take the action steps like I should to do certain things. So, that's why
Yeah.
that's why now, like, I'm real, I guess I watch, what I tell certain people, and the things that I say, because I'm like, shoot, at the end of the day, if I ain't putting no action behind that, I'm I'm just an average Joe out here doing, just saying shit, and like,
Right.
that
Right. Right.
ain't even my style, and how I'm cut. So, and I never want to be
Right.
portrayed that way,
You think
it-
you think different uh different levels of action behind love could still feel the same way, or is it necessarily one particular thing that is held within that those two individuals, to where it's like, all right, when that person does it, I know for a fact it's out of love, while when somebody else do it, or when you do it a different way, and it's an act out of love, but others may not see it as that, and it comes down to the point, you get what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I know, like, me and Cherish used to this used to be big with us, where she used to be like, you only get upset and get the fussing and blah 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 with me or whatnot. And I used to have to tell her, like, Cherish, that should let you know how much I care. You know what I mean? Because
Mm,
other people not getting reactions like that out of me, because I don't give a shit about them. Because no, that's just real, man.
no,
Because
it is, it is.
I'm not gonna waste my energy on somebody I don't love and care about. I'm just gonna blow that shit up. When I'm blowing you off, then you should be worried. Like, you should be worried if I'm just blowing shit off, and I'm just going about my business. Because when, yeah, can I tone stuff down and articulate it in a different way? Absolutely. but I'm just naturally passionate and I communicate a certain way. I'm
Right.
I'm working on that every day because I understand like certain people, you got to communicate with them in a certain way. But I told her like the day that we something that the days that you see me consistently not giving a fuck, those are days that I'm reaching the end because I don't care about you no more. I don't care
For
about
real.
you no more. Like you didn't once get these reactions out of me because
Yo.
I didn't care at the level that I care now. So you gonna get these reactions out of me. So when you see me reacting to another different person, that's not me being an asshole to you. That's showing you that I have a deeper sense of love and care for you. That you can get me that way. You can get those buttons. Other people can't get those buttons because some shit they don't matter. They,
Right.
they,
Right.
they don't
Right.
matter. So yeah, man, I most definitely agree with that. And like I say, that's one of those things I'm working on. I'm working on to this day, man. Like to this
Hey, I
day.
wasn't expecting to get that response out of it, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it.
I'm
Now,
most
on
definitely
my end, especially since I'm not in a relationship, I can't provide that side of an example, but I can provide uh, a level of understanding with just people in general, and it could just be I really don't know. This is me guessing. This first part, it could just be, I don't know, hard to read, or have a wall up, or I'm always sarcastic. I don't know. But I will say at the end of the day, and this is not including like mom, dad, brother, sister, outside of that, everybody from stranger to the rest of the family and friends outside of that, I will say at the end of the day, if within 1 year you get all sides of me, all sides of me, I care. All right. I
that.
care. At the end of the day, you can get the deeper side of me, you can get the funny side of me, which is gonna be normally damn near any and every time. But if you can get all sides of Remy, or to everybody else who know my nickname, hey, it is what it is. That's me showing my my true character, and still being able to feel comfortable to just be myself around you, any and everybody. Because if I really didn't care, then that end result, like you just said, I'm not about to invest any of my energy into nothing. Period. At the end of the day, I don't care who you is. So yeah, yeah, no, that's real that's real, real. That's really for real. That's
That's
it. Somehow
that.
it still got the same end result, but yet it still falls back on how you show love. Like if you really don't care, you don't care, and it's gonna be showed.
Facts. And yeah, I'm just leave that be because how you stated that was wonderful. And y'all know I'm not gonna let this podcast go by without mentioning and still the
What's
undisputed best player in the
oh,
world,
oh, oh, Lord Jesus! I forgot all
LeBron
about this.
M. Elton James. Oh, what's the little boy? LeBron James. LeBron James. Number
All right,
four.
good. Give it to
Y'all
him. Give it to
gonna
the people.
start putting some respect on his damn name. Y'all gonna start putting some respect on his name. I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back. Y'all gonna start putting some respect on this man name. He is aging backwards, and that's all I'm gonna say. Number five coming soon. So, man, you got anything else after my? That's
Nah,
what I'm
nah.
thinking.
Hey, hey.
That's what I'm.
I was gonna be quiet. I'm like, hey, give it to the people, however you want.
Right,
That's
right.
your lane. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, I couldn't just let that go. I gotta mention a little bit. We had a great podcast, and it grew into a relationship therapy podcast. So
Right, I ain't really expect all that, but hey, I feel
I
better.
I didn't either because I had no idea for real, like where it was gonna go for real. And I'm like, and I opened up more than I thought I would too. So I hope y'all found value.
I was thinking that in the middle, I was like, you know what? He's actually showing some other sides of himself on that.
But yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Like I got more of that because like I'm a decade in, so I
Hey,
got
you can't give it to people at once. You can't give it all at
right, right.
once.
And I kind of touch on it. I
Yeah.
weave in and out of it, but this was the first podcast we really like dialed into it, and I really, came out with some stuff. So, but I couldn't let this podcast end without mentioning the GOAT. Yeah, I said it. GOAT James. GOAT James. The Billy GOAT. GOAT James. The GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT. Hey, we love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we be back here next week. Let's create.
Let's create.